Second period class didn't get held because Clever was down. So all of these are pretty much the same. Let's take a look at this one. Let's get in my way. Let's look at this one here. I have 8 to 16. I really don't like it when I hear a bunch of people dropping off my call, you know, and not coming back. Now, these all work the same way. We have a different ratio here. I mean, this was basically 2/3, right? I mean, 6 to 9 is basically 2/3, isn't it? I mean, if we reduce that fraction, it's 2/3, right? Divide both by 3, you get 2/3. So on this one, if you look at this one, you can see that it's 1/2 because it's 8. What on earth is going on up here? Seriously? Oh, good. Oh my God, it erased my attendance. Bloody wonderful. All right, well, that's okay. I wanted to do attendance anyway. Hold on a sec, guys. Sorry. All right, sorry. Well, here we're back to where we were. I looked up at the attendance on my other computer, and it was just doing the little circle of death. I was like, oh, great. Then I went back in, and it had not taken in my attendance. So again, it's going to be the same kind of thing here, right? Now, there's 2 ways you can look at this. If you can see that this is 1/2, then you can do the same thing here, right? So what's half of 96? 48, right? Okay, Isaiah. All right, I understand. Go ahead. What's half of 128? 64. What's half of 64? 32. So does that make sense how those work, guys? You remember that from before? Give me a thumbs up, please, if you understand what we're doing. Okay. Now what I want to do now is I'm not going to do this whole page because it's here for us to work through some stuff in class, but I'm going to start on the homework with you, okay? I don't believe I've posted this yet, but I'll check right before the end of class. I don't want to take class time now for it. I'd rather just work on it. Okay, so let's look at what these are. There's what, 20 problems on the first page and 20 problems on the second page. So it's 40 problems, but these are not tough, okay? These are not hard. Let's look at these. So 10 is to 18 as what is to 9? So what am I doing here? I'm dividing by 2, right? Yes, you can, yeah, you can turn off your camera, Carly. That's fine. I understand, thank you. So I'm dividing by 2 here, right? So I divide by 2 here, and here's my answer, right? See how that works? Let's look at the next one. So I have something over 21 equals 5/7. Well, 21 divided by 3 is 7. But I could also think of it the other way and say, I'm multiplying by 3 this direction. So I get, so I get 15. There's 40 total problems, that's it. But these, do you see how fast these are going? I mean, really, these take about 15 seconds, right? Do you guys think this is going to take you much more than about 15 seconds to do these? Each one? So that's like 10 minutes, right? Shouldn't be hard. How about this one? 10/100 is what over 200? Well, what did I multiply to get here? 2, right? I mean, is that hard? I think you can do 40 of these without too much problem. What do you think? I got people looking at me like, 40 questions? That's inhuman. Of course, Jolita, you've got 3 days to turn. Well, I'm going to give you 2 days to turn these in. So it shouldn't be a problem. But I mean, seriously, Jolita, do you think this is going to take you much more than about 15 minutes or 10 minutes to do one of these pages? I mean, really, none of them are really hard. I mean, some of them might be a little more difficult, but you're allowed to use a calculator, right? It's about understanding it, right? Let's look at one of the harder ones and see what we can do with it. Let's look at this one, number 7. 56/120 is equivalent to x over 15. So remember when we did the butterflies? Remember doing the butterflies last semester? So if you come across one that you can't obviously come up with an answer for, do the butterflies. Right? You remember doing the butterfly last semester, guys? Remember that? We did that for like a week, right? So this is doing my cross products. And so now this is going to be, I'm going to divide both sides by 120. And I'm going to get x equals 56 times 15/120. Well, I've told you you can use a calculator. So how hard is that going to be? Is that going to be hard at all to work that problem? Not with a calculator, right? So I don't think it's going to be hard for you to do 40 of these problems in one sitting. I'd be surprised if you have a calculator with you, I'd be surprised if this takes you more than a half an hour to do both pages, to be perfectly honest. Okay? And some of them are going to be obvious right off the bat where you're not even going to have to calculate them. Like like this one here, number 3. I mean, you look at that one, you're like, oh, it's just times 2, it's 20. You're going to start being able to just do those right as you're going through them because you're going to get familiar with it. It's not going to take time. That makes sense? Yeah? Okay. All right. So let me double check to make sure I've got the homework up, because I got kind of messed up with second period not happening. Yeah, I didn't put it up. Hold on a sec so let me post our assignment and then we should be good. Any questions at this point? Does this make sense? Does anyone need help with this? Do you understand it? Is anyone dying of pneumonia? Did anyone win the lotto? Can I have some of it?